Okay. Getting back. No. Getting back into it. Does not. Does not. Okay. Does not. Just that's all that matters. Does not. That should be that should be how it is. Like it not that it does not open from the side or anything like that. It just should just say does not. Another. Oh, I got a ×2 on that, so I got two of them. So that's good. Still a little annoyed by that thing. And wondering how the fuck I'm supposed to. Where's the place I went that had the boss that I need to... Oh yeah, around here. Okay. 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 I wonder if he'd be able to break it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Like, this is either another galaxy brain moment, or I'm just being... Do I have enough to get me a level up in? What am I at? Yes. Alright, now that I've got that at the 30 that I wanted to hit, guess I'll... Actually, let's get some more vigor. 800 HP, that's a nice round number. I am going to try that boss battle, but I doubt it. This is one of those things where, like, I highly doubt it, but it's also, like, I would be annoyed with myself if I didn't at least try, because there'd always be, like, that tiny, itty-bitty smidgen of doubt in my mind. I don't know what you were doing. Like, it looked like you were sniffing around to try to figure out what had happened. Because I'm thinking, the only reason this crossed my mind... Ah, great, I have to deal with these. Can you at least damage the birds, please? Because he breaks everything. He does break everything. I'm just having a... Shit. I'm having a moment of thinking back to Dark Souls 1 and Quelaag. And how you needed to... Oh my god, it worked! Smithing Stone 1, Smithing Stone... 5 Smithing Stone 1s! Oh my god! I can upgrade my sword and my bow! Okay, let's get the fuck out of here now. We're done. We did what we did. I swear I did not expect that to actually work. Like, cause I was in between the recording. I was basically up there on that ledge, just staring at it, thinking about it. And first, I thought maybe I needed to hit with something big. But I looked in my weapons, and I didn't really have anything like massive that seemed like it would, you know, do anything. And then I did equip a great hammer, and I ran down there and smacked it, and then ran back up and rested at that side of grace in there when it didn't work, and then everything was chasing me. And then I remembered this guy back here, and I was thinking back to the thing in if you don't remember, there's a branch in Quelaag's boss arena where if you don't get her to specifically do an attack near that branch and break it and make the item fall down, you can just never get that item. If you beat her Without doing that, you have to wait till your New Game Plus to get that item. Holy shit. You know what I'm gonna do, actually? Can I fast travel while I'm inside the castle? Yes, I can. I am going to go back, and I am going to... I am going to upgrade so that I can enter the next boss with me head held high. No, this is the wrong way. Hey, guess what? I found...
Greetings. Are you here for spirit tuning?
Okay, so I could have sworn... I know that the shawl that I found had her name, like, mentioned her. And I could have sworn that when I first met her, she was wearing it. So I think she must have, like, ditched it at some point. Like, let me look at it. Never once saw the guidance of grace. And I don't know what the significance there is. Will she say something if she sees me wearing her shawl?
Are you here for spirit
No. Okay. Thought she might say something. Although it doesn't necessarily mean that it's hers. I found it in a pretty different place. And I wonder what that implies, that she never saw it. Like, I know she was sent here to be grafted. Like, I guess there's people that still, like, kind of follow Godric and, like, see the grafting as, like, an honor. Like, I imagine, like, this is kind of disgusting to think about, but I imagine, like, having, like, a woman, like, maybe a virgin or whatever, like, sacrificed to the grafted and grafted onto it. Because I did notice that those things that I fight always have, like, the face is, like, a very beautiful woman, and then everything else is just this disgusting mass. And I wonder if that's, like it's within their twisted religion, like, that's considered, like, an honor or something. I don't know.
Well, I took you for
I know, you always take me for dead. You ain't got a fucking ounce of fucking... Okay, Ashes of War. I am going... First, what I'm going to do is I am going to duplicate this. Just in case I end up not liking it and wanting to... Ah, shit. Frost buildup. Okay, standard. This is what I have trouble with, is these things. Heavy. Okay, heavy. Okay. This is... okay, I'm kind of used to this. Like, this is usually in the Souls games. It's just... It's not usually attached to when you're using Ashes of War. It's just something you can do when you're upgrading. But this is usually in it. So heavy is going to change it to dex scaling. I don't want that. Keen will ditch some of... Or, no, heavy will change it to strength scaling. I meant to say. I don't want that. Keen will get rid of the strength scaling, or take it down to E, but will raise the dex scaling. Quality, I guess, raises both. Magic rate gives you some int scaling, and then cold causes frost buildup. I am going to change it to a keen scimitar so that it has that dex scaling. Then I am going to strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. Insufficient runes. Okay. Oh, let me sell you some shit. Let me sell you some shit. Use FP to throw. I don't want those. See here. I have. Let me look up through my crafting materials. See if there's anything I have a lot of that's also worth. I can sell off some of these, I guess. All right, that made me a decent amount. Okay. Okay. And okay. Alright. So I got 12 and an 8. They're gonna be strong. And the funny thing is, even though I can only use the Ash of War and whatever's equipped on my right hand, I think, using an Ash of War on the offhand one still might be worth it just to be able to change it into a dex scaling one. So that's a thought. That is a thought. Hey, what's up?
Would you like me to? The blessing is. Would you like?
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead. Go ahead, because I'm just curious if it's going to double up on the thingy-majigger.
You are so very warm.
Talk
I
in
was
secret.
known as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble. To grant him another chance at life, to do so is the purpose of my being. But before I could bear the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace. Pray, be kind. Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion. So please, let me hold you like this, as often as it takes. My dear, might I ask something of you?
You
Could
wouldn't.
you please find the owner of this dagger and return it to them?
I mean, I don't
A
like.
certain person gave it to me. As
Can
a
you tell me
gift.
their name?
It's a very precious thing. It must have a special place in the owner's heart. So I would like for the original owner to have it back, if you wouldn't mind. I'd like you to find the owner of the dagger. It's a very precious.
Yeah, but I don't.
Then good day.
You could have
to
at least told me their name. I mean, that would have. Like, tell me their name would have been like. So, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that when she mentions laying with the person, I don't think she meant that she fucked a corpse. I'm hope I'm hoping that's not what she meant. I think she just meant like literally laying with it and the whatever thing she does with the vigor and the transferring of the doodle boppers. How many stone sword keys do I got? None. I am officially out of stone sword keys. It was once a special weapon of gold and silver intertwined, but is now worn down by marred by a black gash. Still don't know who, like, if you could give, like, a name, like, whatever. You know, whatever. Whatever. You don't want to give me names. You don't want to. I doubt it's anyone here.
Hello. I thank you. So what can I do for you?
I don't. What am I just gonna? Am I just gonna get this?
Greeting, are you here for spirit?
Okay, I'm not gonna get the option for everyone.
Back already, no matter.
Okay. I guess I'll.
Did you need some?
I guess I'll. Yeah.
Well, what have we here? How did you get your hands on that dagger? Well, that hardly matters. I know very well whose dagger it is. Why don't I return it to them for you? Good work, bringing this.
Am I? Did I fuck up? I'm pretty sure I fucked up.
I am pleased. Would you like me to bless
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Would you like
yeah. I'm gonna hold. We're gonna get
No.
hold because I need to have a chat with you about this fucking dagger. Because I gave it to someone in the other room, and I feel like this is mostly your fault because
You ask
you didn't tell
good
me.
day to you, my dear.
Yeah. Okay, I guess. I mean, this is what I was talking about when I said that I don't quite like the quest design in these games because the parts, okay, the parts of it where like I know that this is the example I keep giving and I'm mostly just being silly when I give this example. I mean, it's a real example, like it does happen. But I'm mostly just, being silly when I complain about it, but like the whole thing of like you traveled to so and so area before so and so area. Well, this NPC is now arbitrarily dead. You should have known to travel to that area first. That's fine because that feels realistic. I would be frustrated if all games were like that. But then again, I'm extremely, infinitely more frustrated by the way most open world games are with their quests, where it's just handholdy as fuck. But there comes a limit where certain things don't make sense. Like it makes no sense why I didn't just ask her what the fucking name of the fucking guy is. And then at this point, when he says, it gave me the option to give it to him, so I assumed it was his. Otherwise, it wouldn't give me the option. And then at the point in the conversation where he says that he knows whose it is, at that point, I should have been given the opportunity to change my mind on giving it to him. I should have been able to say, well, I was told specifically to hand it over myself, so if it's not yours, then I can't really hand it over to you because I promised I would hand it to the person myself. That's the aspects of the quests that I don't really care for because it doesn't make sense. Like the logic of it, like there's so much in like a fantasy game that you can wave away by the existence of magic and whatnot. But some things just don't, like, the writing does not make sense as to why my character would not have asked her the name of the guy or the description of the guy or anything about the guy. And at this point, when I find out, no, it's not your dagger,
Did you need some?
I'm not given any opportunity to say, sorry, never mind. If it's not yours, then I can't hand it over because I made a promise that I would. Like that, like none of that makes sense. Like none of that makes any sense in a realistic fashion. And that's the parts of the quest that I don't like. Even stuff like giving the pyromancer flame, like, or telling that guy where to find the pyromancer flame, I like that. I like that quest. I was talking about that in a previous episode in Dark Souls 1. It is tragic because if you say no after all he's helped you with, and he's been the genuinely nicest guy in the fucking game, you really feel like you're being a dick by not sharing the secret with him. But really, in the end, that turns out to be in his best interest. But the difference between these two quests, like obviously, you could say that they're the same. In both scenarios, I had no way of knowing. Both scenarios, no way of knowing. The difference is that in that scenario, I had no like he asked where I found it. If I choose to, and like I said, the first time I played, I did choose to tell him where I found it, and then unfortunately, I feel bad about this, but when I did end up fighting him, when I did end up finding the hollowed or the red version of him down in Blighttown or wherever it was, and I fought him. I honestly I had forgotten about it because it had been quite a long time of gameplay, and I was at a point I had already explored Blighttown, and I was at a point where I was just kind of like exploring places I'd already been, at a higher level, to where I could, kind of steamroll some of the enemies, and I was just exploring for items. I didn't realize that was him until like later when I was looking at like lore stuff. But all of that still technically makes sense. It makes sense that, after all the help he's given you, you would hook him up with the information. That makes sense. And it makes sense that, as tragic as it is, that he was unable to. Now, I don't know all about the lore, so I don't know what caused him to go hollow down there. Maybe he wasn't able to find it, or maybe like he did find it and was unable to use it for some reason. I think like the lore is that going hollow is like, I don't know, when you give up on life, like when you kind of lose your sense of purpose or whatever. You're raising raison d'erche, whatever that fucking word is. But all of that still is consistent and makes sense. It's tragic to find out that he went down there, and then like the thing with like that woman that like is going down into the catacombs, and like she's got those two guards, and the guards are kind of dicks. And you go down there, and depending on when you go down there, you can either fight off the two guards when they either betray her or they go hollow, I can't remember, and save her, or if you wait too long, she'll be dead, or she goes hollow, something happens. Again, as frustrating as it would be if all games were like that, that still is consistent, because it means the NPCs in the world don't exist for your pleasure. Like, they don't exist just to be, talking fucking quest givers that just stand around. Like the number of times that I've played a RPG and I've come across a guy with a quest marker above his head, and his quest is that like there's like his wife is like getting attacked by some bandits and stuff, and I'm like, just how long were you gonna stand there in that one spot, just waiting for someone that you could tell about your like that shit's so stupid. This, on the other hand, frustrates me because there's so many parts of what just happened that make no sense. It makes no sense that I didn't ask Fia for more details, or at least the guy's fucking name. It doesn't make sense that after, him mentioning that the dagger's not his, but he knows who it is, instead of, like, I had my finger ready. I thought that an option was going to pop up to either let him take it to the guy, or take it back and ask for the information. And it didn't, and that does not make sense. It does not make sense to not give the player that option. And I'm not expecting, like, like full-on Mass Effect, Witcher, dialogue trees and stuff. That would be completely antithetical to everything that Dark Souls stands for. But it still does not make sense to not have that option at that point. And the only thing that I can think is that I guess that the only reason, like, the only defense I can think of for the way the quests are designed is that you're meant to play through these games multiple times, both with New Game Plus and with doing a playthrough of a new build, and each time you maybe learn how certain things played out with your actions, and then you might do something different next time to see how things play out. But still, that is frustrating because it does not make any sense for like that whole encounter, that whole line of shit did not make any sense. All right. Anyway, Nefoli Lux and Sorcerer Roger, and then over here is the Gatekeeper. Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's try this next boss battle. You know what I kind of miss? And it hasn't happened in this game yet. I miss fog, and I think that they actually kind of like stopped like throughout the games. They kind of toned this back, even throughout like leading up to like Dark Souls 3 and stuff. But I miss fog doors that don't lead to bosses, that just are like the new area, a new area, because it always created an uncertainty. And I do miss that kind of uncertainty. Alright, I told her I would summon her. I did make the promise. I did swear that I would. Well, I didn't swear, but she asked me to. And I feel like if an NPC specifically says, "Hey, will you summon me for this battle?" that is like a, almost like a, how do I put it? Like that becomes less summoning NPCs because you can't handle the boss, and more just like doing a quest line.
Mighty dragon, thou the true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred.
You got a lot of fingers.
Deliver me unto greater heights. Well. Lowly tarnished. Plain as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I
Pass.
am the lord of all that is golden.
I'm the lord of all that is platinum, so fuck you. I'm better. Gold is ugly anyway. Oh, that's a two-parter. That attack is a two-parter. Was there a reason you cut off your own arm there, friend?
Truest of dragons. Lend me thy strength.
Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not, I don't feel like I consented to anything that I'm experiencing right now. Oof.
I am the Lord of all that is golden. And one day, we'll return together.
I love how she tried to drink her Estus and then it was empty. Battle's over, but she's still pissed that she's out of Estus or flat, whatever you want to fucking call it. So I got a Godric's Great Rune and a Remembrance of the Grafted. Great runes you receive by defeating shard bearers have lost their beneficial power. However, their power can be restored at divine towers throughout the lands between. See the description of each great rune to discover which divine tower you should visit. Okay, that is neat. That is really neat. You know, I'm not going to say that this was a great boss battle. Hold on. Let me just really quick. Let me open up David's video where he started exploring this place and see how far into it he made it. Twitch.mp4. Oh. Oh, okay. That's bad. He spent like the last hour of that stream stuck on Margit the Fell Omen. So I'm guessing he is a bit more difficult when you take him on earlier in the game like you're supposed to instead of getting distracted. Although, I mean, to be fair, like that's like the whole point of open world games is to get distracted. He yanked the head off that. So, Rodrika came to this land. Like, I don't... Like, obviously, I'm not going to be able to follow the lore, but this is, like, one of the first times that characters have intrigued me enough to actually want to look up the lore. Like, the characters... Like, I'm going to say something very blasphemous here. Solaire is one of the most boring characters I've ever met in a video game. And I cannot for the life of me understand why he has the following he does. His whole shtick of trying to find the sun, I get that, like, in that land, like, in that universe, the sun isn't, like, they don't know much about the universe. They don't know that the sun is just a fucking flaming ball in the fucking space. And hell, for all I know, maybe within that particular universe, it isn't. Like, it isn't that, you know, unrealistic to think of, like, having a fantasy world where there is no universe, like, there is no space, like a fantasy world where the way the laws of reality, like the laws of physics work, is more in line with what they thought back then. And for the sun to be, like, I don't want to say entity, but like an actual, like power, like something worth praying to, I guess. But his whole quest to find the sun, like, I'll put it like this. The problem with that is that, if you take that away, like, if you ignore that aspect of his character, what is left? Because, like, say the lands didn't fall into the ruin that they're in, blah, 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 and the sun was there. And, like, then what would his personality be? I'm sorry, but Solaire has no personality whatsoever outside of trying to find the sun. And like I know that like I remember when I first played, I got his ending where I think you have to summon him for some bosses to get his good ending or something, and I never summoned. So I got the ending where like he goes crazy down in the Islith place. Um but I don't find that character interesting at all. Now, Onion Man, that's another story. Onion Man is fucking awesome. He's one of the coolest, most interesting characters in Soul's history. That's a different story. Um, I am going to quickly. I know that there's enemies here, but I'm gonna quickly run back to this room to see if she's still there. And if I can talk to her about the shit that happened. She is not. She is not. I'm not... Like, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm not really here for, like, any actual interactions. I mean, that's not what I'm here for. I will say it's probably a good thing that I'm a bit over-leveled for this area, because I really don't think, I doubt it that Lo, whatever her name is. I know her last name is like Laux. Eh, eh. She has like a French name, which is sexy. Leave me alone. I'm allowed to say a name is sexy. That's not... Look, there's a lot of things that I will agree on. There's a lot of things that I will agree on when it comes to, like, social issues. But I will objectify the fuck out of someone's name, and I don't give a fuck what you say. And like, the only area I could kind of, like, agree with a sentiment like that is that, like, seeing a name as exotic can kind of play into like stereotypes of like, especially like Oriental people.
Excuse for a lord you were. Craven to the bone. Pushing me about like that. And after all that grafting, where did that get you? Look down on me, would ya? Godric, you filthy slug. Feel it. Feel it. Feel my bloody wrath. Oh. Hello there.
Yeah, what's up?
This weasel was... Godric was always looking down on me.
Did he graft you? Is that why you're missing a limb?
Thanks to you.
Hey, no problem,
Tell
bud.
you though, what goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance, and met the ugliest of ends, eh?
Hmm?
Now, I suppose I'm free.
Where were
I
you?
can do whatever takes my fancy,
Yeah.
can I, mate?
Yes.
Now I can I?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried for you, sir. I feel like you're going down a bad road there, buddy. Like, I can understand. Don't get me wrong. I can totally understand your anger. But now that you're free, like, there's a saying, hurt people hurt people. And when you first hear that saying, it can be kind of confusing. It could just sound like I'm saying the same thing twice. Like I'm telling you to hurt people, and then I'm really driving it in, like saying it again. But no, what the saying means is that people who have been hurt tend to hurt. Like, people who have been hurt in certain ways tend to develop... I don't mean to get all serious on you here, but... Do you know I didn't start drinking until I met David? Is that a weird tangent? That's a weird tangent, isn't it? I had an extremely abusive, alcoholic stepdad, and it completely put me off of the idea of ever touching alcohol. And it was literally not until I met David, found out that he drinks a lot, found out that he's a father, and saw that he is a very, 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 very good father whose daughters love him dearly. And, like, it was like a fucking veil lifted from my eyes where I realized that those two things aren't connected. That, and it's almost like I used the alcohol as an excuse. Like I almost excused his behavior because of the drinking. And I think I would say that's probably a very common thing that happens to people who are abused. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not the only one who blames the alcohol more than the person drinking the alcohol. But after I met David and, you know, realized he gets drunk as a skunk and is still a great dad and everything, I started, you know, getting into the idea of maybe... And my journey, my alcohol journey was a difficult one, I will say. Because one thing I learned buys beer, and I don't think like it's not because beer is what my beer, and I hated it. It tasted just disgusting to me. And I tried multiple types. I tried more expensive types. I tried types that were suggested to me by David, types that were suggested to me by other people. I just can't stand any of them. And here's where you're probably going to get a little confused. I can't stand wine for the same reason. This is either going to make your... This is something that you're either going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or you're going to be like, okay, I can see where you're coming from. Beer and wine taste the same to me. And I don't know why. I think maybe it's the fermentation process or whatever. Obviously, I'm not saying they taste the exact same. I can tell the difference. Like, if I was blindfolded, I could tell if I'm drinking beer or wine. But, like, there's this to it that tastes the same, the exact same taste in both of them. And I tried quite a few different wines. Then I settled on trying some other things. I tried mixtures. Okay, I'm gonna, yeah, and then I'm gonna, nope, not that one. I'm gonna, no, not that one. I'm a king. Look at me. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's funny. I think I tried wine coolers and certain types of things like that, but like, okay, here's my problem with wine coolers. Is that they taste gross. And what I mean by that is, okay, I over the course of my journey, I learned that I love sweet alcohol. The sweeter, the better. To the point where at my current state, my all-time favorite drink is Dr. McCulloughy's Intense Cherry Liqueur. I fucking love that shit. That shit is the bomb. I tried wine coolers, and here's the thing about wine coolers, is I don't think, like, I tried a few different brands, and, like, I tried a few, not just wine coolers, but, like, certain types of mixed drinks and stuff. Pre-mixed drinks tend to, here's the problem they have. Okay. Do you remember as a kid, and this might not be a universal thing, so I don't know if they have this in different countries, but you know those freeze pops you would get where you get them in a box and it was just a bunch of like plastic tubes of like colored like water. You'd freeze them, and then they'd just be little tasty like different flavored freeze pops. And they would rip off the sides of your mouth as you sucked on them, and you'd end up looking like the Joker. So if you've ever gotten one of those, and maybe like as you have it, like it's just starting to melt, and you are sucking on it, and you end up sucking away most of the like flavoring they put in it, and then all you're left with is just a tube of ice that vaguely tastes like that flavor. That's what wine coolers are to me, and a lot of other mixed drinks I've tried. It's just alcohol with a vague taste of like whatever it's supposed to be. I like much more. That's why I ended up trying out that Dr. McGillicuddy, because it actually has the word intense in the name, and it says intense cherry. So I like, obviously the intense part could have been referring to the actual alcohol, but for it to say intense cherry, I'm like, okay, I need to try this. But yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. Can I be honest with you for a second? I'm not sure what any of this is. I'm not sure I want any of it. There are still aspects of the castle that I have not fully explored, but I feel as though that's fine. I am still locked into not being able to attack. So I know in some of the games, illusory walls could be just rolled into, but I don't know what purpose that room could have had. Whatever. That could maybe be where you find like an NPC at some point. That does happen sometimes, where you'll find just an empty room that just doesn't have anything to it, it seems. But then you realize, oh, that's where an NPC is going to show up. Anyway, I haven't explored the Shabiri. Maiden, dear maiden, where are you? Please take my grapes. What are grapes for, sir? Sir, what purpose do grapes serve there, good sir? Might you tell me? Might you no, might. I guess I'll check my inventory. Shaberry grapes, shaberry. Resemblance of the grafted. Take the power of its namesake via a finger reader. Power of its namesake can be unlocked by the finger reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I think I'll just take the bounty. The power of its namesake. Okay, what I'm wondering is this like the souls in the Souls games, where the boss souls, where they can be turned into weapons. If that's the case, then that's fine. Like I tend to like I would maybe do that for like working towards 100% completion. But if it means it's gonna make like a permanent change to me and make me like the grafted and make me grafty goo goo all on my own, and I am back in The Urnia of the Lakes. And there is a grace site that I have already fucking found? How the fuck does that work? How did I not find this little hovel? Wait, where'd it go? There it is. I mean, I'm gonna assume that maybe the ladder wasn't down if I had found it from this angle, because it would have been kind of weird for me to be able... Oh, you know what it was? You know what it probably is? You know what it probably was? You know what it is? You know what it probably was? You know what it probably is? It's probably, this door here. I'm betting that, like, it was a... Like, if I had come up that way, it probably was like a does not open from this side. You still doing good?
Now I can I?
Yeah, totally. Good. All good. All good in the hood. Everything's good. Everything's, you know, everything's just peachy. I guess that I do have the Great Rune, and I need to check its description to figure out where the, Damn, I have been forgetting to use those seeds. Oh, Jesus. I've been running out of flasks a lot, too. Let it charge. Oh, that used 3. You're just gonna arbitrarily make it 3 all of a sudden. Okay, I see how we play this game now. Jerk. So there's still stuff for me to find in the castle. There's this, the bridge, that's obvious, but beyond that, like, I feel like there's some rooms that I haven't found yet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Of course you fucking know what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you know what I'm... There's this, obviously. Does not open from this side. I need to figure out how to get to that. It's either... There's stuff... I would not survive that fall, definitely. Well, I mean... Resting place is, like, right there. Resting place is right. Like, literally right there. So... Let's find out. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. Got some ratty dudes. Man, whatever happened here? Really? Hi! Okay, you're not very strong. There was a rat that I found before. That was super strong. Poison bloom. There's one of them. There he is. Okay, you're just gonna give a spell, which I don't need, but might as well get it. hopefully, this is like just like some wishful thinking. But hopefully, if you go, oh my god, hopefully if you go on to like a New Game Plus and you kill one of those that would have given you a spell, and it's a spell you already have. Because I don't know if this is like some of the Souls games where you can get multiple copies of the same spell and then equip it multiple times to like... I don't think it is, because... No, it can't be, because the whole reason that was a thing is because like each equip of the spell had a certain number of uses. And this goes back to like a mana bar with the FP. So that can't be it. But hopefully, here's hoping. If you equip a spell that, or I mean, if you kill a scarab that gives you a spell you already have, it just gives you like some, like a squishable rune instead. That would be neat. That'd be really neat. Oh! I know you! Ouch. Ouch. Whew. You know, I honestly cannot call that a good boss necessarily. Just because, like, its attacks are unreadable. Like, completely fucking unreadable. But, like, I think, like I said when I first fought it, I think that's the point. I think, like, it's intentionally does a low enough amount of damage to where even the attacks that kind of catch you in an unfair way aren't that big a deal. And it's meant to kind of induce anxiety at just this big flailing monstrosity that you have no idea what the fuck's going on. And I kind of like that. It's not making my list of favorites. It's still Red Dog, and then uh uh what was number 2? I can't remember what number 2 was. I think I can't remember what number 2 was. And then number 3 is the magic moose. What the fuck was my number 2? I don't know. Anyway, that'll do it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.